everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And yeah, we're going to have a fun day. So I'm going to do some remote viewing. I'm going to do some tarot cards, and I'm going to get my pendulum out. Because I keep on getting that question, is Trump going to be held accountable through the DOJ or any justice anywhere in this country, in this country, somewhere, someplace, is he going to be criminally held accountable? So we're going to get my pendulum out. And if anybody has ever watched me with a pendulum, I'm pretty good at it. So anyways, we're going to do that. So stick with me. I take a deep breath, and here we go. Okay, so first up is the Idaho murders, the 4 college students who were murdered. Here's a little bit of information on that.
Who could be responsible for the University of Idaho unsolved murder mystery? Let's piece together the evidence and break it down. In the early morning hours of Sunday, November 13th, 2022, Ethan, Xana, Madison, and Kaylee were sadly murdered on the 2nd and 3rd floors of the University of Idaho off-campus house in Moscow, Idaho, while Bethany and Dylan slept on the 1st floor. This whole story is very odd and very suspicious.
Results of autopsies indicated that the 4 were stabbed multiple times and were likely asleep during the attack. Some had defensive wounds, and there was no sign of sexual assault.
Was there anything missing in the home, or were the purses still there? Any robbery attempt, anything like that?
Nothing that we have identified.
All right, so what I'm going to do is just close my eyes and see what I can see. Now, I've been trying to tap in to see who did it and what is going on. Anyways, let's just see what Spirit has to say. I'm going to take a deep breath and go in and see. I keep on seeing this man. He has crazy eyes. He has like piercing eyes. I want to say blue, but I'm not really sure if they're blue. But I see this man dressed like a college student. He has like a hoodie on, blue jeans, tennis shoes. He has his hands in his pocket, like a gun in his pocket. And this is gross, but trigger warning. He's like sniffing underwear. That's what he's doing. I am not sure this is the person who did this, but is this true? Like a serial killer or somebody who has done this before? Somebody who travels? Why are you there? Why are you there in that state? Temporary work. All I can tell you is what I see this man doing. He gets in his vehicle and he drives across country, right? And he's there temporary work, and it looks like possibly, maybe, could be like maintenance stuff. He's like a wrench, maybe an electrician. I don't know. It seems like he has a utility truck of some sort that he's driving. I don't know. I'm trying to ask and find out why only those four. They were mean to him. They wouldn't acknowledge him. They made fun of him. He was angry. Huh. This is very fascinating as I go down this rabbit hole. It's classic. It's classic. He's classic. He's like this angry, incompetent, teenager looking type guy who gets rejected. He's classic. You know, he's told that he is superior, and yet he can't even get a girl. I'm kind of going into his psyche a little. He doesn't understand. He flips a switch in his mind, and he goes into a frenzy. It was those three girls he was angry with, and the guy was like a witness. If that kid, the boyfriend wasn't there, he wouldn't have done anything to him. It was those three girls. Especially the two on top. Especially the two on top, he says. Especially the two on the top. They had to go. They can't treat another man like this again. Ugh. All right, I'm out. I don't know what that was, but it does sound like a possible serial killer. Is that possible? Is that... Anyways, we will see. But let me throw some cards on this guy. Well, it's disturbing. I was really trying to not include what I already know about the whole situation and the little details in order to just get the energy of what happened. But he's in that room a lot. He was in there a lot for some reason. Like he had access somehow into that house. He had access. Okay. Patience. He laid in patience, patiently waiting. Charity balances between giving and receiving. That's that psyche, giving and receiving. He said hello. They didn't say hello back. I treated them kindly. They just made fun of me, giving and receiving. And then I had the Three of Wands, looking for assistance. Attracting helpful people, success in business, successful business. Maybe that's his craftsmanship that I saw. Success in business. Then I had the Queen of Pentacles. Practical, business-like. There's his business again. Hangman. Retreat to get out of town. He retreated. He's out of town. He's not even in town anymore. He retreated. Different viewpoint. ability to deliver. He did what he said he was going to do. Well, he is in anxiety and he's worried now, of course. But completion, he's very happy with what he did. Very happy with what he did. He has no regrets. Okay. Okay, so next up is Putin's health and all of that. So yeah, let's go ahead and look and see what's going on. I mean, his cancer is getting worse. And that's kind of how I feel about that. I know he has Parkinson's and stuff like that, but I truly, 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 truly believe he has cancer, like colon cancer or some sort of, I mean, the confirmation that he pooped his pants is another indication of what I thought prior to anyway, that he had like colon cancer. That was readings long ago when I first started reading on Putin. But let me see. Let me take a deep breath. Putin. Okay. So all I can tell you is the scene that I see him in. He's laying on like what I would think maybe would look like a gurney or a hospital bed of some sort. Not necessarily a comfortable bed, but it's a cot of some sort. And they're shining a light on his face. Only his head is highlighted right now. The rest of his body is dark. And there's somebody on a stool that's like circling his body. Like maybe a doctor, and he's just, and he comes back into the light and he goes back around again. He's just checking him out and checking him out. And Putin's he's talking the whole time. He's talking in Russian, but the tone doesn't sound right. Like he's like, as he's just talking and talking and talking to the guy. So I see several other people in the room. It's a dark room, but they're in the room and they're holding like important documents. We have them. We have them. Oh. Okay, so I don't know if the green is important, but this is like an IV filled with glowing green stuff. Now that would probably mean chemo that he has in his going into his arm right now, doing chemo for the cancer. And that's what made him sick. Okay. He's telling them it was the chemo that made him feel sick, that made him fall down, which made him soil, which he doesn't want that to happen again. So he's really upset to how the chemo made him feel. Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to come up and out of that scene. So now that makes a little bit more sense. Come up and out of that. Now I want to scan his body. Oh, that's the reason why his head is highlighted, is because once you get past his head, all of this is black. Black. His body is just dying from the inside out. Wow. I'm trying to see if the chemo is working. So it looks like like they showed me a scene where this was the cancer. If you pretend like this ball is the cancer, and the chemo washed over it, and it only took it down like this, and it's not going away fast enough. That's what they just showed me. Oh my goodness. Okay, and now he's sitting under like UV light. He's sitting in a room, butt ass naked. Sorry for cussing, butt naked. And he's sitting in front of like a UV light trying to combat this. It looks like he sits there for quite some time. Like often, he sits under this light anytime he can. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna come up and out of that. Oh, couldn't happen to a better guy. It's terrible to say, but I have compassion for the human race, but I very rarely have compassion for the demons. I just don't. It's kind of been ripped out of me. If there is ever a compassion for them, it's been ripped out of me through their actions. So let's see what's going on. I'm gonna get out my haunted house deck and see what my haunted house deck says. I haven't had one of these on them for a while. All right, Mr. Putin. Smallest, shortest demon I've ever seen. Self-imposed. First card up for little Putin. That one's interesting. The Knight of Clubs. Running from the castle. Fighting it off. Fighting off the illness. Fighting off the... Those are all bats, as you can see. The bats in there. I used to call this the bats in the belfry for Putin or for Trump. But the highlighting of the cancer. Running away. Running away, fearful, like running away, fearful from the reality of it. And I got lovers. Lovers is also obsession. And this one here in the card, you can see these two are cheaters, and then the girl, the wife is watching. So the cheating. Oh, death. You see the gravestones? Death, sickness, death for him. Again, running away from the castle in the middle of the night. Is he going to leave before he dies, or is he going to die before he leaves? Again, deficit, minus, restriction. The Five of Pentacles is always something being taken away. Poverty of soul, poverty of mind, poverty of health. Yeah. Okay, here's one I know a lot of people could care less about, but you know what? Kanye West, he is in my head. I know people have this problem too, where when Spirit's trying to tell you something and show you something, it kind of sticks with you. It's not my fault. I didn't do it to myself, but I am going to do a little bit of a remote view on him. And I gotta tell you, full disclosure, as I'm sleeping at night, images are coming to me like, this guy is whacked. We all know this, but I'm talking like whacked. I can't explain it anymore. Like he's they're showing me in my dreams, and like he's in this room, and he keeps on going to each room, and each room has a different alternative facts that are just as bizarre as the last one. So let me see what I can do. Let me close my eyes and see what I see. Okay, here I go. Kanye, or yay for short. Oh, well, the first scene up is him strapped to like a throne, tied, strapped to a throne. He's sitting there and he's like, "Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? I don't know if you know this, but I was descendant of kings." And he just has this grandiose, this huge image. And he would say something else, and another strap would show up. And he'd look at that strap. "You guys think you can get me down? You tried the last time and it didn't work." That's the first scene that I see with him. Okay. So he feels like he's being strapped to his throne. All right. Okay, this is weird. I see him walking through fire. Like full on, staff in his hand, and he's walking through the fire, and the fire is just flowing over him. The wind of the fire is flowing over him, and he's just walking through this fire. There's a whole bunch of people beyond the fire, but they're not really people. They're like skeletons in a cloak. Like no, I've never seen this before. You know, the death with the slight, with the is this like the Grim Reaper? But there's a whole bunch of them. What is going on? Like there's a whole bunch of skeleton looking faces in the hoodie with I think it's called a scythe, right? And everybody's standing with their scythe. Is this his army he's wanting? Is this what he's building? Is this what he's secretly doing? Is this in his mind, his army? I think this is his imagination and what he really, 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 really wants. Ugh. Okay, jump out of that scene. I want to see where your mind is at. All right. Now I'm in this like house, and it's pure white house, pure white house. The walls are white, the floor is white, the ceiling's white, he's wearing white, everybody else is wearing white. I mean, it is just white. Like the pearly, pretty, shiny white. I thought the same thing, that it might be heaven, but I don't think this is it. He walks into the house. And he raises his head. And he walks through it. It's the only thing they're showing me. I don't know what this means. And he's just walking through it. It kind of gives me the feeling of, I don't care if I die. I know that I'm right. That superiority. Okay. And you look up, and there's cracks in the fabric everywhere. There's cracks in the fabric and the ceiling, and light is coming through. All right, I'm out. I don't even know. I can't keep up with that. I just can't keep up with that. Anya, honey, I don't think medication is going to fix you at this point. Public mental health issues is not fun for you or us. But here we are. And just because you say that you're running for president doesn't mean you have put in the official paperwork to do so. So he sees, do you see how to get all your money back just like Trump did? Is that how you're thinking? One way to get money again? Let's see what the cards say. Yep, 10 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Death for him too, ending or death. This could be career ending, political ending, social ending. It could be all kinds of endings. An ending of his money, because it represents kind of like the 10 of Pentacles, end of his money, end of his career, end of his billions, end of everything. And this man has taken himself completely out of everything. This is like the Four of Swords, right? The rest and all that. But you can see here, the poison is creeping up and getting her. So poison is getting them, and now he's going to fight off a whole bunch of legal issues, mental health issues, emotional issues, backlash. This is going to be his life for quite some time. Then he's going to be back to trying to pray it away. Thoughts and prayers there, Mr. Kanye. Thoughts and prayers. Oh. Okay, here's a little tidbit. Now, ironically, Kevin McCarthy, they're gonna probably not put him in, but the Republicans have somebody else in mind. And once somebody had said that on the news, I listened to that. I'm like, they have somebody else in mind. Now, it's not going to be Donald Trump. They're just trying to put the fear of that into us, but it's not going to be Donald Trump. And I kept on trying to figure out who is it. And I got the information that it was somebody they've already experienced, somebody that they already like. Now I got a message here in my comments saying that John Boehner, Boehner, I wouldn't be able to say that correctly even if I tried. But anyhow, he is a retired politician, served as the 53rd Speaker of the United States House of Representatives in 2011. I think that's who they're trying to install. As soon as I heard that name, I'm like, that's it. That is who they're going to bring back to be Speaker, and I think they all have the votes for him. But let's see. Let's see if that is true. Let me see what the cards say. I can even do a pendulum on that, but I'm pretty sure that's him. I didn't think that it was the guy that was, I can't remember his name, but the one that Nancy took over from. I didn't think it was him because he's already spoken out against Trump like severely. But this guy, I've never heard of him, to be honest. I would have to do a lot more investigation. I don't know if, I mean, he's a representative of Ohio, so, you know, we have the Ohio crazies, the staunch Republicans there, you know how they are, and, you know, Jim Jordan and him are probably best buddies, but that's who it is. But let me see the card. That's what my gut says. That's what I feel. That's who they're wanting to bring back. Because I got that impression the first time I heard that they have somebody else in mind. They were going to bring back somebody. So let's see what the cards say about this guy. The cards are not very good, but the heartbreak and I think this is Kevin McCarthy. He's going to be heartbroken and they're not going to vote for him. I think this is Kevin McCarthy. But I get the House, the Republicans are happy about this guy. They're happy about this guy. And the Page of Cups is a romantic message, creative beginning. They're trying to trick us. They're trying to see what we can do. But I do see the Judgment, the renewal. Well, isn't that interesting? I have to do a little bit more information on this bag, but I do think that he is the one that they're trying to install. I wonder if they have all the votes for this guy. Let me see. They're like, not Kevin McCarthy, but ooh, let's bring that guy. Let's see. Let's see if they have he has all their votes. Because if he doesn't have 4 of them, or at least 5 of them, he's not getting in. I love the fighting between them right now. Okay, let's see. But then again, you know, Kevin McCarthy's dreams of being speaker is smashed. I kind of enjoy that too. But I don't know who this guy is. Let's see if he has the votes. He's served 13 terms as a U.S. House representative in Congress. Good grief, he's 73 years old. Oh, I do like their old people in Congress. All right. Does he have the votes? Does he have the votes? Looking for assistance. I don't think so. So he's looking for assistance, trying to get the votes, right? Looking for assistance, trying to get in the votes and trying to talk him down. But this is what happens. I don't think right now, here and now, this moment, he has the votes. I think they're still in conflict, even with that idea. They want a new beginning, but poverty shows up again. So if he's not a good guy either. But it doesn't look like he has the votes either. It doesn't. It doesn't at this moment in time with the energy as is right now. He doesn't have the votes to get in either. All right. Now that we went down that rabbit hole, yeah, I think that's who they're trying to install. Okay, next up is someone wants to know about the Texas administration and its future. I can see. I usually do individuals in remote viewing, but it's not the first time for everything. So if you're seeing this, it was semi-successful. So Texas administration, I'm already seeing closed caption for some reason. But okay. Texas administration. Okay. First scene up is all the politicians are like sliding down this desert floor with cactus, and they get hit with the cactus and they get hit with a rock, and all of them are just sliding down this desert floor. Sometimes. But that's exactly what they're doing, is they're sliding down, but they're getting hit with cactus, they're getting knocked around by the rocks, they're all going ow, 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 ow. So what does that mean? They get all the way down to the bottom and they hit the rock and they roll. They're like tumbling and they all just stop. They get up, they dust everything off. Woo! That was a rocky road. That was a rocky ride. But we made it. Whew. We made it. We made it. We did it. We made it. Now they're looking around at each other. Now what do we do? Now that we have the power, what do we do? What are we going to do? What do you want to do with it? We have the power. And it was almost like they all forgot what to do after they got the power. They all just wanted the power. They're very happy with the power. Standing out in the middle of the desert. Joyful because they don't have any, they don't have anything else available to them, but they're very joyful that they got the power. That's very, very interesting. You're like, we could walk over there and work on that. Nah. Yeah. Let's just rest. Well, there's some things over there we need to work on. No. Nah, it'll work itself out. Let's not worry about it. Let's go have some drinks, right? This is their attitude. They have no plan. The plan was fulfilled. But what about oh yeah, well, maybe we can do something like that. Make it look like we're doing something. Let's pretend like we're working. Texas is ours. Texas is ours. Yep, they can't come and mess with us now. Yeah. And go do what we want. Yep. Yep. Let's get this dinner paid for by the government. Yeah, I gotta drive home. I want to make the government pay for my gas. Yeah, that's them. Yeah, it's not going to be likely that we're going to have another winter storm like that. It only comes every 10 years. Stop worrying about the grid. It's fine. We'll get plenty of money from that. We don't need to spend any more money on that. It's fine. We don't have to do anything. Except for sit back and collect the money. Yeah, that's Texas. Whew. Okay. I've had enough of Texas attitude. That's what they are. That's what they're doing. They have no plan. None. Little as possible is their plan. Yeah. See what the cards say. Ooh, it flipped over. I don't know why that is. Anxiety, worry, sleepless nights, overreacting. I don't know why that came up first, but that kind of flipped out. Overreacting, worried. They were worried about the Democrats getting in charge. Oh, They were so worried. They were so worried that Beto was going to get in. The Democrats, you know, they were just like, oh, we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen. Can't let that happen. We cannot let that happen. Yeah. They took him out. They took out the abundance of whatever was happening to the majority of the votes. They took him out. They created a heartbreak. We won. Ha 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 ha. We won. I mean, achieving first stage, the planning and the achieving of the first stage. Again, they have a different plan than what we think. So, you know, removing themselves, being left alone. I think that's their favorite word. Leave us alone. Well, they want to withdraw from this country. They want to be and do whatever they want to do. They're, yeah. If they have one agenda that they barely even work and do, it would be figuring out how to succeed from this country and be its own state. Even though they're living on the land of the Mexicans, that was their original land. So the Mexicans are actually the indigenous people, but whatever, Texas, whatever you think you got gold in there, that land was not originally yours either. Oh, I could just go on and on and on. Okay, here's a little bit of a different one. Somebody has asked me to look into the caverns. This is a cave surrounding property, has been in the Jones family since 1842, when James Ellis of his family moved there. The family opened up the caverns and their Looking Glass Lake in the 1960s by leasing part of the property. These are the, and I'm going to butcher this name, I'm going to spell it out for you. Sequoyah, Sequoia, maybe? Sequoia Caverns. Yeah, the family took over the operation in June of 2003. Unlike the other caverns, the Sequoia Caverns are full of pools, which reflect thousands of rock formations underground, which sounds fantastic, but it's off the beaten path, and they kind of are thinking that maybe it was gas prices that may have made it decline in visitations and stuff like that. And somebody's asking what is the fate, or what would be the reality of these caverns, about the decline in the tourism of these caverns, which looks beautiful actually. And they are in, I think, Alabama. Yep. It's in Alabama, and he's thinking about closing, or he already did close it. I can't really tell if he already did. This publication of this information was way back when, but somebody wanted me to do the caverns, and I think I'm going to do some tarot cards on that. I was going to do remote view, but no images are coming to me, so that may be something I can do. It's living, but it's not living. You know what I'm saying? The energy of that is just long-term, beautiful earth. You know, that's the energy. It comes through. It's like it's unaffected by the people it surrounds. Like it will be there, and it will, if it's seen or if it's not seen, it's going to be okay. So that energy is not going to probably what you want to know. But I'll do and see if it'll come back, or somebody will take over, or is it just going to fall back into darkness and just be beautiful? Let's see. The cave could care less if somebody sees it or not. So, Chariot, public recognition and victory, judgment, renewal, rebirth, Sun. It does look like it'll move forward, and public recognition, somebody's going to get it. There's a judgment of some sort. So maybe it's going to exchange hands. It's going to exchange owners and who want to take care of it or put some effort into it. Somebody with money. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, it's the fantasy, the surprise of getting that back on cue. There's a problem with some money there. There's some fighting or some long-term problem somewhere with it. That is for sure. Yeah, somebody's trying to deceive something, but there's hope for it and faith. So yeah, I think it's going to be okay. It's okay to me. Eventually, sometime in the future. I mean, just know this, the cave does not care if somebody sees it or not. That part is clear to me as anything, is if nobody gets to see the beauty inside, it's okay. The earth, the cave, it's going to be completely fine. It is a human attachment to it that has an element of chaos around it. Maybe bills haven't been paid. I don't know. Maybe the upkeep, something's going on, but it does look like somebody is interested, and there's a great possibility of it being taken over by another owner. So if that hasn't already. Okay. So I've been asked this question several times, and I've done a remote view on it, and I've done some cards on it, but I'll do it one more time. Jack Smith. Okay. So I am going to run some cards with an exact question. Will he indict Trump? Nothing else to play with. Can he indict Trump? Or will he hand it over to the DOJ to indict Trump? I don't know exactly where the indictment will come from. Does anybody know? If you know, tell me. Will Jack Smith lead to an indictment of Trump? Let's do that. And then I'll ask my pendulum. Let's see what the cards say. So, all right, here we go. Will James Smith lead to an indictment of Trump? Don't know. I'll ask my pendulum. These cards are exactly the same as they were a couple of weeks ago. All of his working, he's fighting against the powers to be. Two of Swords choices. So the choice of the choice of the choice. What are we going to get him on? What are we going to get him on? What are we going to get him on? The success of what they have a lot. But I also get grief and celebration. I also get the Page of Cups, which is a creative beginning, but I also get the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak. So still not there, but I'll ask my pendulum and see if where it puts it, yes or no. So all right, let's ask some questions. Here we go. First off, will Matt Gaetz be prosecuted for sex trafficking of a minor or human trafficking? Will he be charged with any of those criminal charges that are against him through Greenberg? Will he ever be charged? Oh. I'm gonna hold my hand. Will Matt Gaetz, I'm just doing a redo. We've been being told yes for so long. Will Matt Gaetz be charged in the Greenberg? It still says yes. Still says yes. Okay. So there's one yes. Will Boebert win her recount? Will Boebert in Colorado win her recount? Will Boebert in Colorado win her recount? It's a slight yes. It really is a slight yes. Like the margin, I think, gets closer. I still see her winning. Okay. Is Zelensky okay and safe? And will he make it through to the other side? Is Zelensky safe? That's Ukraine. Is Zelensky safe? Again, a yes. A lot of yeses going on. Is Zelensky safe? Will he make it through the war? That's a big yes. Okay. Will Kevin McCarthy get the Speaker of the House? Will Kevin McCarthy get the Speaker of the House? Oh my God, it's saying no. It is saying no. Will Kevin McCarthy get the Speaker of the House? It's saying no. Okay, then. And let's see. Will Trump... Wait, let's go back to James Smith. Will James Smith's effort land Trump indicted? Let's keep on. Okay. Will James Smith? Yes. Okay, I get a big yes. Okay, now let's ask the same one with Trump. Will Trump be indicted and be held accountable for his actions? Anywhere in this country, any state, any lawsuit, will he be held accountable for his actions? Oh my gosh. That is a huge yes. Huge. Okay. So will the DOJ, will Merrick Garland press charges against Trump? Will Merrick Garland press charges against Trump? Oh. Yes. Okay. We're going to ask that one more time. Will Merrick Garland press criminal charges against Trump? That's a yes again. I'm trying so hard to stay still. Will Merrick Garland press charges against Trump? And again, it's going yes. Right off the bat. Okay. So there's that, everyone. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Beware of everyone over the next 2 weeks because we have a crazy full moon on December 7th, December 8th. This full moon is aligning with Mars, the planet of aggression, so people are going to be wild and passive-aggressive. So if you haven't already, you may end up getting involved in drama and conflict. This applies to everybody, but it is especially the case for Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces placements. Beware of those people.